I'm delighted to welcome lead vocalist Gary Davis of indie band Maze to my show. Gary, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
It's lovely to have you on the show. Now, Maze is a very cool band, and I know that you've got loads of really new and exciting opportunities coming your way all the time, actually. Lots of things are flying around, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Let's start with the beginning. You started off really as a recording project, didn't you?
Yeah. Basically, I was in a band with Paul, so I left for personal reasons, just to have a sort of quit the music, because outside I wanted to, pursue my career and get a better job and things like that. So, but I didn't want to quit music full time, like the 100% commitment of being in the band. I still wanted to have a little kind of dibble dabble in a bit of music. So we basically, me and Paul have known each other 20 years. We're good mates. So every now and again we just come up with a song, and we set up Maze just as a recording project. And it literally was, we'd come up with a song, and we'd sort of learn it, but the day we was going to record it or whatever, we'd just invite people from other bands to come down on the day of recording. Obviously, we give them the song to listen to for a couple of days, but they come down and just add their bit to it. So sometimes the song turned out totally different to how you thought, because people from other bands and other musicians
kind of jamming.
Just kind of jamming, yeah.
Yeah, and then see what forms those different creative, artistic minds all together working.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It was just a bit of fun, and just so that I can record stuff still every time. About the 100% commitment of being in a band, because that was obviously an all. Sometimes it was an everyday sort of thing. Sometimes, so
it can be all consuming, I suppose, can't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, with your writing process, then, as it started this recording project, what came first? Did vocal, did the lyrics come, or did the kind of the backbeat, or the rhythm, or the melody?
Paul, I think he's the main songwriter, so I think with Paul would be the melody. Paul, and then sometimes he'd say it'd come up with a melody, it'd come up with a first verse, and say, "Gal, do you want to write the second verse?" So we kind of co-wrote on some songs. And like I said, that first it was just me and him, so we were just kind of mucking around. But I think because I can't play an instrument, I find it. I've only ever written a few songs per a whole song, because I just find it hard without a melody. So I think Paul has this sort of melody first, and then the vocals come next.
Excellent. And so tell me about your latest release, because this is quite exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, like I say, that was with me and Paul, but then in April we started as a band with Scott and Aaron, and then Ben joined. So we are now a proper band, and then obviously we've had the 3 songs come out since April, In My Mind and Lucid Dreams, and Are You Ready? Are You Ready is just absolutely, I think it's just taken us to a new level. I think again, Paul's writing, Paul's listening to all sorts of different influences. I think with this, you could tell it's got a bit of the early 90s sort of baggy, the early, you could set up Happy Monday sort of, Charlotte.
It's got that vibe. Yeah, a little bit Stone Roses as well. I Am the Resurrection, that kind of vibe about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you've also been making videos as well, haven't you?
Yeah, this is, again, there's another crazy part to the song that just through social media, a girl called Alison, who is based in Taiwan. She was a singer. She heard one of our songs off Facebook, and she contacted us. Next minute, she's actually singing one of our songs, which is the new song. So obviously, we've never met this girl. She sings a song and then helps us. And then we say to her, "Do you want to be in the video?" So we got London and we got Taiwan in the actual video. So she's walking the streets of Taiwan. We're doing our bit in London, and we just put it together. And it's just fantastic the way it's come about. So
it's really good how you can make these connections. These platforms are fantastic for doing that, aren't they? For reaching out to other people, collaborating remotely.
Absolutely. The fact that, like I say, she's 10,000 miles away, and her hearing one of our songs, we sent her a CD, and she just kept in touch with us, and then we just sort of she was a singer. I think she was a singer. She was signed to Sony back when she was in the States. So we just sent her a song and said, "Look, if you want to have a go, see what you come up with." And then it actually turned out to work out really well. So, and then she helped us do the video. Like I say, we said, "As you're in the song, do you want to do the video as well?" I think in Taiwan they're actually in lockdown, so she was able to sort of walk the streets at early hours of the morning with no one else there.
Nobody's around. That's
exactly,
perfect.
Yeah,
You haven't got to clear the area. No filming problems with that, is there? That sounds great.
Yeah.
So this a new video and also your last single, you've been having this broadcast, haven't you, on Sky TV?
Yeah. Again, someone heard one of our songs, a nice fella called Mark Watson, and he messaged the producer, and I think the lady's called Madeline Chan, who apparently I think she's a singer herself. And in my mind, which is the first single that came out in April, was broadcasted on Sky, and then they kept in touch with us, and we said, are you ready? I mean, like Lucid Dreams was the second single, which took us, which done even better, got us a new audience, and then Are You Ready has taken us even further, where people are now sort of staying in touch with us. We stayed in touch with Showcase TV, and then we said, would it be good if we could actually have our very first viewing on Sky TV? I had for an unsigned band like us. That just sounds fantastic for us.
Certainly does.
So last night it was played at on the Fabsong program on Showcase TV. So it was fantastic. So,
well, congratulations. What did that feel like inside, seeing yourself?
Absolutely amazing. Considering, like I say, me and Paul just started this as a recording thing, but then with Scott and Aaron and Ben joining, the five of us we've got such a nice chemistry. It's such a relaxed atmosphere. The five of us are really good together, and the fact that we've only had 5 rehearsals and 1 gig, and it's just gone crazy for the last 6 months. So, so to see us last night with that, it's just, you think that's how far we've come in, again, since April. So
that is incredible, isn't it? Really?
Absolutely. I can't. I'm still sort of pinching myself every day. Our social media grows, our Twitter grows, and so we've only done 1 gig, which was last 2 weeks ago in Guildford. But even that, just so the 5 of us, even that was just amazing. That was my first time I've sang on stage for like 3 years, because obviously I took a bit of time out. So
yeah, were you nervous about doing that then before the gig?
Absolutely, but a couple of beers always help.
The thing is, I think it's good to have a few nerves just beforehand, because it gets you really focused. It gets you in that right zone, doesn't it? And then once you get started and you feel the love back from the audience, that's absolutely the vibe, isn't it? And then it's just brilliant all the way.
I love that butterfly feeling. I think I think you got to, if you're really passionate about something, I think it's good to have that. It's just it makes you enjoy it more, I think, as well. So.
And what's lovely is that you say about your bandmates. So you've got Paul on the rhythm guitar, and then you've got Scott on lead, Ben on bass, and Aaron on drums, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I can really notice when a band get on and they have that connection, and you can feel like there's no egos, and it's really apparent then to the audience, and it just makes for a much better experience. It's a much nicer sensation for all musicians as well, because you're all in it together then. It's that collaboration, it's that teamwork, and that really shows, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I think the fact, again, we've only had 5 rehearsals, so I think the 5 of us the way the 5 of us have got together, and the chemistry in the rehearsals, we have a laugh. We're in a WhatsApp group, and it's not just the WhatsApp groups. Obviously, we discuss the music, but a lot of the time we're just having a laugh, putting jokes, and it's just such a relaxed atmosphere. And I think the songs, the way the songs are produced at the moment, you're seeing that through the songs, just how just a collective sort of, like, we're all enjoying it.
It's so important. It's so important.
Absolutely.
And what other gigs have you got lined up?
The next one is next Saturday at the Water Rats in King's Cross. We're actually supporting Marcus Drive, who another band sort of similar sound, doing really well as well. They're supporting the Ocean Colour scene. They've just been signed. We've actually done a little acoustic gig with them the other week, so we get on really well with them. Eddie Thomas, who is in the band, he actually mixed and mastered this new single, Are You Ready? So we got a good connection with them.
That's good.
Yeah, that's at the King's Cross, the Water Rats at King's Cross.
That's a great venue, isn't it?
Fantastic venue. Oasis, Sex Pistols, just the history of the place is so
it's iconic, really. And you're talking about the guy from Ocean Colour Scene, because I've got Andy Bennett on my show next week, who used to be in Ocean Colour Scene. So it's just a little connection there for you.
Fantastic. Yes, we in my old band with Paul, we supported Andy Bennett. So Yeah, so we met him. Yeah, and
it's a small world, isn't it? Really, in the music world.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's fantastic.
And where can we hear your music?
So yeah, we've obviously got a Facebook page, Maze Music UK. Hotmail. That's our PayPal.
So the Facebook's Maze Music UK. Twitter.
That's the Instagram page. Twitter.
Maze Music UK.
Maze Music Act. And again, we're on Facebook. We got the songs on YouTube as well. Spotify. In My Mind, Lucid Dreams. Yeah, Are You Ready? They're all on Spotify and iTunes as well. So,
how do we find you on iTunes?
I suppose. I mean, if I show someone, I'll say type in Maze and then type in Are You Ready?
And then
or type it In My Mind, and then hopefully it should come up. It might come up in albums, but that's why I tend to tell people. So
that's good. Yeah, that's good advice actually. And then you've been making different playlists as well, like on Spotify. You're in the Indie Guitar Vibes playlist.
Absolutely. To me, Twitter's quite new. I didn't really know much about it until a few months ago, and the Twitter's actually done wonders for us. I didn't realise that Twitter and Spotify go hand in hand. So the people who've made connections on Twitter are actually, they're the ones that have got us on the playlists and that. So it just goes to show, it's nice to know that obviously they're liking the music, which is good. But the playlists we've been is absolutely fantastic. So
that's lovely. You're getting a lot of love, and you've also had your music broadcast on quite a few stations, haven't you? BBC Radio Kent, to name but one.
The BBC introduction played In My Mind, and they also played Are You Ready? And then the other week, BBC Kent played one of our B-sides, so for Groundhog Day, which is absolutely fantastic as well. Stations all around the UK, Stoke down to Surrey and Brighton. So,
and Northampton now.
Northampton, yes, Northampton as well. So we've even got like a playlist. I don't know if it's a playlist or station actually in Ecuador. And since they listened to In My Mind, they've now played every song that we've released on this Ecuador station. So they even asked me to do like an introduction, but I did it. But I just, when you have to read out this kind of Spanish, these sort of, I don't know, Spanish words or whatever language they talk, but it was quite tongue
tricky.
But
well, at least you had a go, and that's the main thing.
I had a go. Yes, I had a go. Yeah,
good
absolutely,
for you.
Absolutely.
So this is really exciting. The whole band, as you say, you've really achieved so much in a very short amount of time. You've really built up your followers on Facebook and Twitter. The fact that you've had your videos broadcast on Sky TV as well, it's super exciting. And again, it's just really helping your fan base. What would you like to see? Where would you like to see Maze in the future?
I'm quite humble. I'm very grateful for what we've done and what I'm doing. The fact that even this is absolutely fantastic to talk to you now. So I'm really appreciate it first. Personally, for me, that kind of support slot, whether I suppose like an established band on one of them sort of big venues or festivals, I think that'd be for me. Ocean Colour Scene or or something like that, or one of my favourite bands, the Rifles. So like a Shepherd's Bush Empire, Kentish Town Forum sort of venue, 2,000 people. I think that to me would be, absolutely fantastic. Just that kind of thing, and obviously just keep on doing what I'm doing with this. You know what I mean? So with the music.
Yeah, and you're having a brilliant time, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm absolutely enjoying this. I'm absolutely enjoying it. It's been a tough year for everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tough year and a half for everyone. So just don't give up. You know what I mean? You just got to just look for the positives and go for it. You know what I mean? So
I love that sentiment. Music is life, and it brings everyone together. Absolutely. And it makes people feel good inside. And it's really lovely to make these connections as well with other people who just all want to feel good too, and they want to support and lift each other up. And that's exactly what you seem to be doing, Gary, with Maze. So thank you so much for having a chat with me today. I really appreciate it. It's been great to meet you and talk to you, and all the very best with your future with Maze.
Thank you very much for having me. And thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.